All right, thank you, Judge. I'm Kevin Johnson with Freeze and Nichols. John Polster with Innovative Transportation Solutions. We were hired by the county a few months ago to help look at the transportation needs across the county and come up with possible solutions and look at ultimately a transportation bond. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about that today. We're going to go through a little bit about the funding of transportation across the state, how we develop the program, what are some ways that we have to fund the program, and what the tax rate implications are. Transportation. You guys have heard in the news over and over the last few years about the decline in transportation funding across the state, across the nation. This graph here shows the Texas highway funding in billions of dollars and how that has decreased over the last few years. It also shows the needs. There's about $2.8 billion available the next couple of years for transportation funding across the state, not near enough to pay for the needs. So counties are, in a sense, being asked to step up and help fund transportation needs. Kaufman County, as the judge mentioned, 9th fastest growing county in Texas, 40th in the United States. Mentioned down here, 110,000 people now, 277,000 people by 2030. So the county is going to multiply by 2.5 times in that short time frame for this transportation bond program. We received well over 80 projects totaling over $400 million in transportation needs. And I'll tell you, we prefaced each of these meetings with the cities that this transportation bond program is not here to address the minor collectors, the residential roads, the smaller roads. We need the big projects, the projects that are county-wide projects that connect people from outside the city into the city, the projects that get people from the city to the highways. Otherwise, that list would have been projects. We looked at various things as we considered these projects. Safety, of course, congestion, air quality, economic development potential. External funding availability was a big one. A lot of these projects are in the hopper or in the bond program because there's an opportunity to leverage outside funding for these projects, whether it's TxDOT, whether it's partnering with a city within the county, potential developers, whatever that is. We are trying to maximize the money that the county is going to put up and turn that into much more. The final list of projects is about 26 projects totaling $56 million. So what does this $56 million do to you as a voter? It's about 3.6 cents per $100 taxable value. On the average home value in a county of $122,000, it's about $3.66 a month. And then, as the architects talked about on the court facility, the tax freeze for those persons 65 and older. So it would not affect them.
We're going to have 2 of them here in Kaufman County. And you know, people are just not prone to go and vote on propositions very much. They like to go vote for people. And but anyway, we need help to get the voter to go and vote on these propositions. And it doesn't matter which way they vote. I'd like to see a great turnout in Kaufman County there. And I think people will look back a few years down the road and say they were proud to participate.
Even our projections on this, our financial advisor has set the bond payments back on a 20-year basis. These would be 20-year bonds at a 5% interest rate. That's much higher than what we think it will be when we get ready to sell the first portion of these bonds. We think it'll be somewhere 4% or less. But to be conservative and not promise something that we can't deliver, we've set it at 5% plus. We're only figuring in a 1% property growth in our county. Our county total property value, just so you will know, is nearly $6 billion. It's $5,960 million. It's almost 6 B as in billion dollars. And of that, this last year, we had $116 million worth of new property that was constructed in Kaufman County. So 1% of 60 or 6 billion is 60 million. Just in, I mean, we're already having more property, new properties constructed, and that was this year. And believe, you know, I know just based on what I'm hearing from around the county, the property values are going to continue to go up. We have more subdivisions, we may have more activity. We just got a lot of stuff going on in our county. And so, Tim, thanks for bringing that up. I think we've been very conservative with what we project the cost will be. A tax increase is a tax increase, and believe me, nobody wants, to raise taxes. I mean, I hear that. I pay taxes as well. Our commissioners all pay taxes. But to get things done and to make our county where we need to be, we need to know what the facts are so people can make an educated decision.
And how it works.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you how it works, because then I won't have a job. But essentially, what happens is that the state has a limited amount of resources to do the projects, and they have a lot of projects to do. And so one of the things that we found that works is simply helping the state get a project through what we call the advanced planning process. You've got an environmental clearance, you have a controlled schematic, you got right-of-way acquisition, you got utility locations, and typically those costs equal about a third of the total cost of the project. You have construction, right-of-way, and utility location, and then engineering. Those are the component costs for a roadway. What we found is that if you'll step up to the plate and help the state with the advanced planning, once you get that project what we call in a can, for lack of a better word, the state almost always, and I'm going to say always because it's always happened in the past, that doesn't mean it won't happen in the future, they always find a way to fund those projects that the local government stepped up to the plate and got the projects ready to
Facing there, for whatever reason, there are people that love to spread misinformation. And we're doing everything that we can to make sure that the correct information is out there. Again, we're not supposed to politic and ask you to vote for it, but we are supposed, it is our duty, supposed to give you the correct information and give you the facts and figures, and that's what we're trying to do by going around and by having all these informational campaigns. So that's the reason that we wanted the media to be fully informed. So I do think that we're making progress as far as getting our folks informed, and we certainly hope that if you hear of things that don't sound right, let us know, or let someone know, that we can get the correct information out. Early voting will begin on October the 21st, and I believe continue through November the 2nd. The election day is on Tuesday, November the 5th. There are 9 propositions on the ballot that day. These are state constitutional amendments. Many of them probably don't mean anything to you, but you're going to be asked to vote for them. The 2 propositions we have in our county, in addition to the 9 constitutional amendments, will be on separate issues. You'll be able to vote for or against either one of them, so you'll have the opportunity to do that on the transportation and as well as the courts building.